Welcome back, guys. We have so much castle news to discuss. We have so much retiring pick-a-brick items to talk about today that are changing the castle theme forever. That's not an understatement. And we have Insiders Weekend things to discuss and how you can make the most out of getting the new Mini Knights Castle sets that are coming out. All that and more coming up in the video right now. So first up, I want to discuss Insiders Weekend that is upcoming on the 22nd and 23rd of November. This is going to be the weekend prior to Thanksgiving and Black Friday's official holiday. So LEGO always does this. You're going to get 2x loyalty points on purchases on the entire LEGO store. Now, certain sets will have 4x loyalty points. It's what we've seen in the past, but they don't reveal them until it officially gets a little bit closer and the day of. So you're going to have to watch that and see if it's any sets that you are wanting for the 4x loyalty points, because that'll definitely be the time to purchase it. So they just revealed what the GWP's gift with purchases are for this Insiders Weekend. This is only those 2 days, the 22nd and 23rd. Now, usually these gift with purchases are also available the next weekend on officially Black Friday, the Friday after Thanksgiving, through till Cyber Monday. So that's going to be 4 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Monday, Cyber Monday, they usually add a couple other sets to a discounted price. Occasionally, we've seen on May the 4th where sets go for 20% off, and then later on May the 4th officially, they go up even higher in discount. Now, that is a very rare occurrence. It doesn't usually happen, but just keep that in mind. That could happen. So if you're seeing sets that are discounted, you might want to take a look on Cyber Monday as well to see if they got discounted even more. That has happened in the past. Now, the gift with purchases are going to be the LEGO Mini Knights Castle for a $250 threshold, the Hot Chocolate Stand for a $170 threshold, and the Baby Gorilla Encounter for a $40 threshold. You spend $40, you're going to get this. You spend $170, you're going to get this. You spend $250, you're going to get this. Now, obviously, they stack. So if you buy the $250, you're going to get all three of them. Also, keep in mind that pick-a-brick purchases count towards these gift with purchases, as well as double Insiders points. As well as in the past, we have seen on Black Friday and Insiders Weekend, pick-a-brick items go discounted store-wide. That means pick-a-brick torsos, leg prints, all kinds of different parts going on discounts on pick-a-brick. That can happen. We do not know if that's going to happen yet. We have not gotten official word from LEGO. We didn't get official word when it happened last time. They just threw it up there and it happened. So keep in mind that could happen again. And also they're going to come out with this new loyalty points reward where you spend 2,400 of your Insiders points and you can redeem this little retro Space Explorer here. I also want to point out, if you're seeing this right now, go to lego.com right now and enter your wish list. You can just click this. It'll take you to a spot. All you have to do is click I agree to terms and conditions and submit a wish list that you've built that is just below $1,000, and you might win it. It literally happens. People enter these things and get their wish list, whatever they've built, up to $1,000. I recommend doing that because you're not spending anything, you're not missing out on anything. Just do it, and who knows, you might win. But I also want to look individually at these gift with purchases because they're worth taking a look at. Now, obviously, we all wish that there was minifigures in these sets. It would make this set worth. It would make these sets worth paying $250 for something that you might not entirely wanted just to get them, to get a unique figure. But LEGO didn't even do that. It's really disappointing. It's really upsetting, especially with the Sea Serpent Castle set that's going to be coming out next year, probably for a gift with purchase. They could have put the Black Knights, Dragon Knights, anything for a special minifigure for each of the sets. and it would have been loads better. I think this is one of the worst $250 thresholds that we've ever had for Lego Black Friday. But that's just me. I mean, you can build this set with your own pieces. It's only $590. But you're also going to be probably seeing this on the aftermarket for gosh knows what, because that's what happens with these gift with purchase things, especially with these limited edition boxes. You get the limited edition little banner here that goes around it. I mean, the box is cool. The builds, though, are very lackluster to me. Very lackluster. They obviously open up like the castle did back in the day, and you get these little brick-built horses with the little Black Knight guy on it. I mean, it's something fun, but this should have been an insider's reward where you're paying 5,000 insiders points so you can redeem this. This shouldn't have been a $250 threshold thing, especially not having a minifigure. That's just me. But whatever. Looks like they even included like the little ghost guy right here, ghost minifigure. So that's something. But yeah, that's the mini scaled Knight's Castle, and comparing them to the originals and what they're actually built off of is these. So set 6073, you could see how this is built just like that, based off of what they could do, I guess. You got a little guy holding a little flag here, the Black Falcons, and then you have the Black Knight Castle right here, which is obviously what this little character is based off of. You can see how this one had, the original had the base plate, and obviously this one is trying to brick build that the best of its ability in mini scale. But I mean, it is what it is. It's a mini scaled model. I don't think it should have been a gift with purchase this year. If so, give us a minifigure, please. I'm begging you, Lego, in the future, give us a minifigure to go along with this. I think one year we had for a $250 threshold was the Magisto's Magical Workshop, and you at least got a rough Magisto figure as well as a Dragon Knight. That was something. That was at least something tangible in terms of a minifigure that's kind of exclusive and never came to Pick a Brick. These are just pieces that you can literally order off Pick a Brick and probably total up to about $30 and build these sets. So don't think that you're going to miss out on something extraordinary here, because when these sets release, people are going to be posting the directions to the internet, and you can literally just select all these pieces from Pick a Brick or Bricklink and literally build them yourself. So outside of not getting the box, if that's something that you really want to display on the shelf with your castle stuff, that's really the only thing that you're going to be missing out on with that. You also get the chocolate stand, because we always get a Christmas set with the Insider's Rewards. This year it's going to be the hot chocolate stand. At least with the hot chocolate stand for $170, we're going to get a couple of minifigures. So that's something. You get, let's take a look here. I don't know what those torsos are, but I mean, at least it's something. Even if they're just generic figures, you feel like you're getting minifigures, because minifigures are the main thing that like makes Lego sets what they are. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter. People buy Lego sets, I would say 75% of the time, for the minifigures, based on what minifigures you're getting. That might be a little bit exaggerated, but I mean, I personally do. Unless it's something like Lion Eyes Castle, but it's like you're buying those for the castle minifigures. So, I mean, it looks actually like it is a unique minifigure, because it's got this little Coco print on her shirt. Like, I don't think that that's in any sort of minifigure parts anywhere, because this is for the Coco stand, so that's very interesting to see. Yeah, very interesting. We might be getting exclusive minifigures in that. Let me know if those are, because I'm not too up to date on those minifigure parts. And see, it's like kind of crazy. Like the cheapest one, you're getting minifigure and an exclusive animal. You're literally getting an exclusive baby gorilla animal. For the tier 2, $170, you're getting 2 exclusive minifigures. I don't know for sure, but they're 2 exclusive minifigures you're getting with the chocolate stand. For the $250 set, you're getting brick-built freaking horses that are this small. Come on, guys. Come on, Lego. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? At least with this, you get a Baby Gorilla exclusive, kind of, and you get this guy. Kind of goes with the Johnny Thunder sets that we've gotten in the sub-theme for Lego City recently. And you even get this pink frog. I've never seen this pink frog either. If this pink frog is exclusive, dude, this set's going to be going for freaking $40. I mean, to be honest with you, because the Jack Sparrow Compass, when it came out, that was an exclusive GWP with the Black Pearl. Now, obviously, there's a lot of info to go into what makes it the price it is on the aftermarket, what this price of the set was when it came out, how long the GWP was available, all sorts of different variables that decide how much an aftermarket GWP is going to be on the aftermarket. That set was going for like $100 to $120, and it's nothing exclusive in it. Okay, so my guess, my best educated guess by someone who follows along with Lego, if you are going to purchase all of these GWPs for the $250 and get each one, I would say this set is probably going to go for, since it's $40 threshold, this set's probably going to be going for, I would say, $20 on the aftermarket. Okay, $20 on the aftermarket right there for the Baby Gorilla guy. The hot chocolate stand, people love Christmas themed village type stuff. That set right there for $170 threshold, that set I could see going for $35 to $45, maybe pushing $50. So right there, you're already at like a $70 thing if you are good at reselling these things on the aftermarket. Guys, for $250 threshold for this stupid castle, that's no exclusivity in it. No, the only exclusivity in this set is the box. That's all you're getting that's exclusive to this set, and the directions, whatnot. This set's going to be going for $100 on the aftermarket. That's just a fact. Like, I know I hate to even say that because of how silly that is. No exclusive parts, nothing special about it that you can't do on your own. People will be paying for this set for $100 to get the box of it. That's just a fact. So, like, it's castle themed. People love castle theme. Look at Magisto's Magical Workshop. Actually, I want to go ahead and look at what the Magisto's Magical Workshop is going for, and that'll kind of tell us what that will go for. Magisto's Magical Workshop eBay. Actually, let's do brick. I mean, I like doing eBay, though, because you can see what it's actually selling for. So let's just take a look. eBay. Wow. This is only going for $40. Okay, that changes a lot. It's so weird. It's like so hard to figure out what these sets will go for, because it's like the compass, Jack Sparrow's compass, is selling for $120 and there's nothing exclusive in it. This Magisto's Magical Workshop with a nice box and Dragon Knight, they don't have that on Pick-a-Brick. It's like on here it's going for $40. That's the classic one for $178. But it's so hard to figure out what these sets are going to go for on the aftermarket. It really is. So I mean, maybe that changes things. Maybe it won't go for $100. I guess I was kind of exaggerating there, but seeing the compass go for $100, I was thinking the castle theme, people love it. They'll be shelling out their wallets for it big time, but apparently that is not the case. So who knows what these sets will go for? Let's take a look at what the Winter Market Stall is going to be going for. Winter Market Stall. Because this was the GWP 2 years ago. Okay, so the Winter Market Stall is going for $23. Okay, so that was 3 years ago. Yeah, okay. So I would say this is going to go for $25. The Baby Gorilla guy, probably $20 as well. So right there you get $50. Let's just say $50. And on a good day, this would sell for $40 to $50. So $100 in GWPs you're going to be getting that if you want to resell them, you can. But that's going to do it for the Insiders Weekend portion of this video. Obviously, we do not know what the deal... Actually, we do know what the deals are. Somewhere on Brick Fanatics, you can find all of the deals. Let me just see real quick if I can find those for you. I love this new set that's coming out. And everything you need to know. Let's take a look at this and see if all the discounts and deals are on this, because the Lionized Castle is on sale, and it is going to be on sale for 100 or 20% off. Okay, so here we go. The Boutique Hotel is going to be going for, and these are all sets that are retiring, because they usually do that for retiring sets. They want to put them out on Black Friday to get rid of that stock. So the Lionized Castle, come January 1st, I don't think we're going to be seeing the Lionized Castle on the LEGO store anymore, which is a tragedy. One of the best sets of all time, certainly the best castle set of all time, probably a top 3 LEGO set of all time. I highly recommend looking into this set if you have the funds, because guys, Lionized Castle is one of the greatest sets to ever grace our presence, okay? And it's going to be going on sale for 20% off. So 20% off of $400 is going to be about, what, $320 or so? It's going to be down to $320 because 25% would be $300. So right around that vicinity. So obviously, if you buy that, you're going to hit that $250 threshold, and you can get all those GWPs. Sell them if you want, get $100 back, and you paid $200 to $250 for the Lionized Castle. Very good deal to me. Very good. It's worth the $400. I'll just say that. The Lionized Castle is worth the $400. But you got the Boutique Hotel, the Jazz Club modulars that are going on 20% off sale. It looks like the Land Rovers at 25% off, and some other typical things going on sale. You get the Coruscant Guard Gunship and Ninjago City Markets on sale for 30% off. Those are going to be the top discounted sets because they want to get rid of them. People love the Ninjago City Markets. And you also get the City Tower. Now I just want to... Oh, no. The City Tower is only 20% off. So, yeah. Okay. And then you're going to get these sets that we just discussed. The City Tower, just to point out here, if you're a construction themed fan, this is like the only set that you're getting this crane in, unfortunately. So if you like the bulldozer, the excavators, and those types of sets, and you like the construction theme, you can get this set and get this nice yellow built construction themed crane, the construction worker and stuff. I don't know if these set pieces are on Pick-a-Brick. It would be nice to know if they were, because I like the construction theme personally. I just wanted to point that out for those of you who didn't know that this was part of the construction theme, was that they threw this in with the City Tower. And this is going to be retiring next June, I believe, so you still have time. But it's going to be 20% off, which is going to bring it down to about $155. So that is something to keep in mind. Moving on, I want to discuss now the Pick-a-Brick. So, oh gosh, Pick-a-Brick is losing all of the classic castle factions by the end of the year, unfortunately, because the Medieval Town Square, the Lionized Castle, and the Viking Village are all retiring this year. With that, those are the only sets that those classic factions are in. Now, there's a couple of caveats to this, because we know that the Wolfpack Forest Den for Bricklink Designer program is going to be up for sale until February. So that is something that is actually good for Castle fans. I'm just pulling this up here so you guys can take a look at it. So this is the Outlaw Forest Den. And with it, you can see that you get the Wolfpack figures in them and the Lion Knights Castle figures. Why does this matter? It matters because the Bricklink Designer program only uses pieces that come in the Pick-a-Brick. So you cannot be having this set come out in February if those pieces are going to be removed. There was a set called the Duskmark Keep, I believe, that was coming out next October, I believe. Now, it was using the tax collector figure from the Medieval Town Square, the purple figure from the Medieval Town Square. They have had to change that. So that is no longer going to be the tax collector figure. They changed it to the Serpent Knight from the Horse Knight's Castle with a bit of the purple striping on his torsos so that it matches the aesthetics of the Duskmark Keep, the Bounty Hunter Guild type thing. It's kind of got some purple things going on with it. That's why they are using that Serpent Knight, because the tax collector will no longer be available on Pick-a-Brick. So that is like basically confirming, yeah, we're losing the tax collector. We're losing all these classic factions. But we do know that since the Wolfpack Forest Den has already made sales and they've shown what it is officially going to be, this is what is officially going to be when it ships with the Wolfpack Forestmen and the Lion Knights, that those pieces will probably be available on Pick-a-Brick about until February. Maybe pushing it. They might be shipping those out. They might have what I'm saying is they might collect the figures that they need for all the sales they made. So say they sold 20,000. They're going to take, we need 7 Wolfpack figures per set, 7 times 20,000. We're going to take those off Pick-a-Brick and we're good to go. We're good to ship. We don't need to worry about losing and not having what we need to ship since we've already sold them, is what I'm saying. So they could still sell out, but they probably won't since they're going out on this in this set. So that's something to keep in mind. But we did recently see the Black Falcon's torso sell out, but it has recently come back. So it's really hit or miss what's going on here with this whole Pick-a-Brick. We really don't know what to expect with when these are going to sell out, because the Medieval Town Square has officially sold out on the Lego store. Lion Knights Castle is still making sales. It's going to be on Black Friday. It might sell out and go on back order Black Friday, and then we'll never see it again. That's worst case scenario. Best case scenario is this Lion Knights Castle, you can still buy it up until January, and then at some point it's going to basically sell out and be gone forever because it's retired. I believe the Daily Bugle is already officially gone forever. That's retiring in January. So like these things are a ticking time bomb. They could go off at any moment and you're never going to see them again. So if you're waiting around to get these, this is your moment. Insiders Weekend is your moment to get these sets that are retiring. Also, for Insiders Weekend, it's usually only 2X and 4X on Insiders Weekend, which is 22nd, 23rd. Black Friday weekend, they usually don't do the 2X and 4X. If I'm not mistaken, that's what they've done in the past. They don't redo the 2X and 4X for official Black Friday holiday. It's all, you got to make some decisions here. It's going to be very tough to make these decisions when these Insiders Weekend officially hits. But I want to discuss the Pick-a-Brick now and how to go about placing orders, because with Insiders Weekend coming up, like I said, these Pick-a-Brick orders count towards that $250. So if you're wanting to do a big order of these factions, these castle factions, or any specific minifigures that you're wanting before Lego officially retires them forever and we never see them again, this is how to do it. So you're going to come to Lego Pick-a-Brick. You're going to click this button right here. This is, well, in all honesty, you can do the 2025 exit and it will show you all the retiring pieces for this year. But these aren't just castle figures. These are going to be any types of pieces. And it kind of gets hectic to go through them all because there's so many. There's 1,700 retiring pieces. Now, I want to show you the way that's best to do it for a castle fan. You're going to click this button right here. This is where you search within a set. You're going to go to here and type in medieval. When you type that in, it's going to bring up all of the medieval sets that are currently on the Lego store that aren't officially retired yet. So it's Medieval Horse Knight, Viking Village, Lion Knights, Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Rings. See, it's like bringing up Lord of the Rings stuff and stuff like that. Now you also want to put in Medieval Town because it's not pulling up the Medieval Town Square because it's officially sold out on Lego.com. So that's how you get to that one. But the three that you want to focus on here is the Lion Knights Castle, Medieval Town Square, as well as the Viking Village, because those are the three sets that are retiring, and they are retiring with those pieces. Now, for the United States, we just got back the standard pieces. Both bestseller and standard pieces are now available to the shop. We recently haven't had those in the Americas and North America, and maybe a few other places recently because of the tariffs. So now they're officially back on the Lego Pick-a-Brick, which is very good to see. Saying, gosh, we got them. Because if people weren't able to get these pieces that they wanted before they retired, that would have been very unfortunate. Now, you're going to get all of these pieces. See, I don't really care about this. What we care about is the minifigure parts and the special animals and all that. So you're going to also come to, once you click medieval, or once you go here, click medieval, click Viking Village, go to filter. When you get to filter, you're going to click animals, you are going to click minifigure accessories, and minifigure parts. Those are the three that we really want to hit. See, now it's brought it down to 68. It's a lot easier to go through because the bricks, buildings, and furniture, those types of things, they don't really matter that much. Just typical bricks, they really aren't going to be retiring. So the things that are retiring are going to be these main minifigure parts. So once you do that, you can easily click show results. And now we can take a look at all these pieces that are going to be retiring. There's a 99% chance that these are going to be retiring. Obviously, if there is a set in the future that Lego's going to do with these pieces, they'll keep them. But we don't know right now if that's the case. So it's really up in the air. It's really up in the air. I would say there's a 95% chance that the Lion Knights, Black Falcons, Wolfpack, and Forestmen, as well as these Viking torsos and stuff like that, and the shields, they're gone. They're going to be gone forever. At least until Lego makes another classic castle, which we don't see on the horizon. We see the serpent coming out, but that's obviously a gift with purchase. Now, here's where you can go through, click all your minifigure parts that you're wanting. Obviously, if you see something you want, you click it, and you add it to cart. See, this one's already out of stock. The dark red pants. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. So, I mean, like I said, guys, it's happening already prior to Insider of the Weekend. These out of stock. Out of stock. Luckily, that one's not. So, it's going to be interesting to see if the Falcon parts are out of stock. I'll go take a look at that in a moment. But obviously, not all these pieces are going to be retiring and gone forever. Mini pickaxes, stuff like that, spears, I don't see those retiring and being off Pick-a-Brick. But I do see the Falcons and torsos and all those sorts of things being off the store. So let's just go to the Lion Knights now to see if they're out of stock. And when you switch sets, it'll keep your filters, so you don't have to worry about doing that again. So 159 parts to go through. These Bardings, they're probably going to run out of stock soon, unfortunately, because they're discounted. They're normally $5, they're down to $3. They might last until Insider's Weekend, hopefully, because I would like to pick up a few, of course, but it could go off any moment, and then they're never back. So you got some shield, they're still available, it looks like. I see these probably selling out and being retired. Definitely these shields probably going to be retiring because Lego doesn't make sets with them anymore. That's the problem. This horse right here looks like it's discounted a bit, but it's out of stock. See, so people are seeing that this stuff is going on sale, and they're making big orders and getting them. So I'm making this video to try and get you in on it before these people just grab up all this stuff before you even get a chance to. So And remember, these horses are actually different. See the horse barding harness? That is a different harness than this. So that's something to keep in mind if you are a person who wants horses. Honestly, I don't see the horses retiring, the molds retiring. But, I mean, this is all a go at your own risk thing. We're all in this together right now and not knowing what's going to happen with the future. These feathers could retire. Who knows? Crowns, probably not retiring. The minifigure heads, I wouldn't worry too much about. But things like this helmets, I really don't know what the difference in these hunter hats are. 170 cents and 126 cents. I would get the 26-cent one because they look exactly the same. I don't know what the difference. But these heads, obviously, you can make any head be a castle faction. Obviously, the things you're wanting to focus on is the helmets and things like that you know are risky to be retiring with these sets. So you can just go through all of these and see. I'm trying to get to the torsos. Okay, so here's a shield, still up for sale, 59 cents. That's good. You got some discounts to the animals here. The cow and the baby sheep. They are on sale. Good to see. Probably going to be going out of stock because people like to freaking make farms and stuff like that. They're going to be buying a lot of these, even probably reselling them on Bricklink. See, unfortunately, the Black Falcon legs are out of stock. And they're 34 cents. That is very unfortunate to see. I really hate to see that. But here's some peasant parts. Obviously, we don't get a lot of these. I want to also point out that you can turn these around and you got another peasant body part that you can flip these arms around and obviously have a different peasant part because we don't get a lot of peasant pieces in Lego sets, obviously. So, I mean, you can make the most out of the parts we do get and flip them around and it kind of looks peasanty, not too much going on. So keep that in mind if you're putting in orders like this. So it looks like the Lion Knights are still up for sale. They're not out of stock yet. Got these parts still up for sale. The Black Falcons are a very popular faction amongst people. So those are probably what is going to be the ones that are sold out first. Unfortunately, this nicer Lion Knight torso is sold out. This one has the gold on the chest. This one just has some silver, so it looks like that's the only one left currently. The Black Falcon torso is unfortunately out of stock, and that's the only version of that we have. Very unfortunate to see, but again, I saw this out of stock recently, about a week ago, and it came back. Well, now it's out of stock again, so you might want to not just throw it out the window and say, oh, I missed out. I would check back every day if you're really wanting to get these. I would definitely check back every day, see if they added them back, and you might get lucky. But obviously with the Insiders weekend coming up, people are going to be heavily purchasing on Pick-a-Brick to meet those thresholds. You got another $3 discounted horse barding here. I don't expect that to stay very long. You got this nice white-legged piece. This is a piece that US hasn't had because it's a standard piece. It's not a bestseller. It's already out of stock. 24 cents, such a good deal for those. Obviously, the bestseller, they probably have more of those in the factory, so those are still up for sale. Now, I want to look at the Medieval Town Square for the final set to look at, because I want to see if the Wolfpack is still available as of now. And then I have one other big secret castle thing to show you guys. It's very exciting. But this piece, this tax collector leg has not been available on the US and America stores. It's good to see those back, but it's out of stock. So I guess it doesn't matter. So they brought back standard. They said, hey, you guys can have standard, but we don't have any of the standard stuff to sell you. So I guess you kind of screwed. You're out of luck. Sorry, you guys live in frickin' America, the #1 country in the frickin' planet of Earth. Frickin'... It is what it is. We're getting a new Virginia factory and distribution center being built in Virginia. I think we already have one in Indiana. So hopefully for the future, we're going to have a lot more easier time to get these pieces. I know people in Europe, Denmark, stuff like that, obviously, they're closer to the factories. They're able to get all these things and not have to worry about bestseller and standards. Unfortunately, here in the US, we have to worry about that. You get this white shield. This is the Queen's shield that was only available in the medieval town square. But what I want to find here is the torsos to see if the Wolfpack are available. So here's some typical legs. These, I would not worry about picking these up if like funds are hard right now or whatever for you, because like typical legs like this, they're not retiring. This is going to be in the future Lego sets for decades and years to come, so that's not something you probably have to really worry about too much. Okay, so here are the torsos. Oh, come on, Wolfpack still be... Yes, okay, so it's available. The Wolfpack torso is still available for $1. I would highly recommend picking up those, because this is the only set that it's available in, so it's risky to not grab right now. And you got these other peasant pieces, and like I said, you can flip these around. Obviously, this one looks like a female front. You can turn it around, and you've got a nice male front with pouches on his belt. Now here are two standard pieces that haven't been available as of lately, so you might want to grab those if you've already purchased a Pick-a-Brick order in weeks past, because now these are available. I know that this tax collector has been available for the US, even though it's not a bestseller, which is interesting to see, as well as this. This has been on the US store, and it's not been a bestseller. They're standard. So it's kind of weird. Lego has... That's not... So it's not official that if it's a bestseller, it'll be available to us, which I guess it doesn't matter now because now it's all available to us, but unfortunately, I could see them only doing this, doing the standard and bestseller pieces available, because the tariffs really haven't changed. Things are still going with the economies right now. I could see them only bringing back standard pieces for Insiders Weekend and Black Friday into December, and then shutting it back down again, because really nothing's changed. And so Lego's still going to be losing money, and they really haven't raised the prices of these special pieces. So, I mean, you could see the standard going back off again for Lego Pick-a-Brick. We just don't know right now. But that's going to do it for those things. I want to now show you something very good to see for Castle fans as well. This kind of turned into a Castle fan video. To just sort of put it into perspective here, the Horse Knights, Serpent Knights, Griffins, Krakens, and the Pegasus faction. I know you probably don't know what the Pegasus faction is, but hear me out here. Those factions have come out in new sets recently. Horse Knights Castle came out on August 1st. The Pegasus faction came out, I want to say June. It's been 6 months now since whenever that puts it back to, because I did the calculations a while back. But, and you got the Gumball machine that also came out June, July, I believe. Typically, when new pieces come to Lego sets, new factions like we're talking about, so say you get the Kraken and Griffins in the Gumball machine. Usually, it takes 3 to 4 months after the set is released for those pieces to come to Pick-a-Brick. So we're all kind of in a holding pattern here because we're not seeing these Griffin and Kraken torsos and legs come to Pick-a-Brick, and it's been 6 months, which is scary to see. The Pegasus Shield came out with a comic book set for the Friends line. This is like more girls stuff. This is for like 4+ type thing. The Pegasus Shield came to that. The Pegasus Shield has now just hit Pick-a-Brick. I will show you here in a moment how to pick this new faction up. But it's really scary to see the Griffin and Kraken not coming to Pick-a-Brick yet, because it's been in that same time frame as the Pegasus, and Pegasus just hit and the Krakens haven't. So it's scary to see that. Now, years past, like I always said, it's usually taken 3 to 4 months for new pieces to come to Pick-a-Brick. Obviously, that was 6 months. It took 6 months for the Pegasus to hit Pick-a-Brick. As of right now, the Horse Knight set came out in August. So we're right in that threshold of the 3 to 4 months when it would typically have come out. Seeing as how we didn't get the Pegasus, and we still haven't gotten the Griffins and Krakens for 6 months, that might be the new time frame for these new sets. So if that is the case, we won't be seeing the Serpents and the Horse Knights until about February, which will be about 6 months since it released. Now, we do know that they will be coming. We know that the Serpent Knight for sure, without a doubt, 120% will be coming to Pick-a-Brick. I can confirm the Serpent Knight will be coming to Pick-a-Brick because we know it's coming out in the Duskmark Keep set for Brickling Designer Program, and we already talked about how the Brickling Designer Program only uses pieces that are on Pick-a-Brick. I can't confirm the Horse Knights, obviously, because we don't have a Brickling Designer set in development and confirmed to be coming. One thing I can also confirm is that for the new Brickling Designer Series 9, they allowed us to use Griffin Knights and Kraken Knights in sets. So, with that being said, that would probably beg the question of, yeah, they're probably going to be coming to Pick-a-Brick as well, but we saw that they switched the Tax Collector with the Serpent Knight. So they could be letting us use the Griffin and Kraken Knights to make sets to get them voted on for Bricklink and then switch them to another faction. So I could really see anything going here. We know the Serpent Knights are coming because they already showed us the set in development and using the Serpent Knights. They said that. So it's really up in the air here what's going on. But I want to now show you how to get the new purple faction, which is the Pegasus. Because the other sets could be coming up any day now. The Horse Knights and Serpent Knights, as well as the Griffins and Krakens. I would assume the Griffins and Krakens would hit Pick-a-Brick before the Horse Knights and Serpent Knights because they obviously came out well before, 3 months before the Horse Knight set. So, I mean, it's really up in the air here. But you're going to do like we did previously. Come and click this right here. In the set number and name, you're going to put in comic book. This is the set you're wanting here. The comic book and game store, I believe it's called. You're going to click this. You're going to do the filter again. Animals, minifigure parts, minifigure accessories, and come down. And boom. We got our new castle faction shield here, which is the unicorn in purple and gold, which goes really well with the tax collector, but unfortunately the tax collector we're losing. So if you got a purple themed faction that you want to make, right here, this is your new faction with official printing from Lego. Nice unique faction that we haven't had before in Castle. So it's cool to see that we finally got a new faction that's kind of a hidden thing that people really aren't talking about. You could make a new faction with this. I could see like people like Goldfire, Real Bricks, Woad Bricks, and people making minifigures and armies with this faction and purple torsos of some kind. They could even go with the Serpent Knights because that Serpent Knight has that purple and black torso. Obviously, it's kind of girly and childish with unicorn. Actually, I don't really see it as a unicorn. I just see it as a Pegasus. But yeah, that, and it's in that new Zelda shield design. So that's cool to see. You also get the swords in the set, but you also get in this set, I'm not seeing it. There was also a purple archery piece. I don't know where that would be at. Maybe miscellaneous? I'm not seeing it. There was a purple quiver piece in this set that was available. Not seeing it anymore. Don't know what happened. but that was the case. Obviously, we are going to continue to check and monitor the minifigure vending machine, because this will be how you find it when it finally is officially revealed. It could be any day. I mean, they could just throw them up and no one knows until they're on there. Lego doesn't tell us. There is a company called New Elementary. Brick Fanatics usually talks about them on their news store. And you can usually get info a couple days prior by New Elementary when these new pieces are going to hit the Pick-a-Brick. But obviously the vending machine only has these pieces right now. Which at least you're getting, okay, so there you go. You get it looks like the helmet is available. I don't know if that's been available, but it's available for the Griffins. And that looks like that's the only castle thing that's currently available. So obviously the Kraken and Griffin minifigures could hit any day now. I don't see the Horse Knights hitting before them, unless the Griffins and Krakens aren't coming to Pick-a-Brick. We do not know as of right now what's going to happen. But another bad piece of news that I have to tell you is, do you know, guys, how we got the Horse Knight box art? Let me just pull this up here. The Lego Horse Knight box. And a lot of people were making videos on it about how Lego has been showing sets in the distance on the box art that might be coming in the future. I know we've talked about this. But if you look closely, you can see, let me pull this up a little closer here if I can. Why is it so sideways? This is so messed up. It's not really closer, but okay. So in the distance, you got the medieval dragon. That was the 3-in-1 dragon. In that box of that medieval dragon set, we saw this Horse Knight castle in the box art, which was like a tease. We didn't know if it was the official look at the new castle. We really didn't know. Well, it came to fruition that it was what it was. In this box art, we see that dragon, but we also see a little yellow castle in the distance. I would really like to pull up a much closer image, but it really doesn't matter, unfortunately, because of what I'm about to tell you. But we were all wondering, okay, are they teasing a yellow castle for the Serpent Knights and what we're going to be getting in the Serpent Knights set? I can't get it, so it'll just be what it is. We were curious of, are we getting a Serpent Knight castle? Because it had a yellow flag, and the Serpent Knights have that yellow shield, and they got some purple with it as well. We were wondering if we were going to get a new Serpent Knight, because Lego's retiring all these old castle sets. We're hoping that it fills the gap with new castle sets with the new factions, the 4 new factions we've gotten. Seeing how we're getting the Serpent Knights in their own new castle set, Duskmark Keep. Obviously, it's kind of a bounty hunter guild type thing. It's not really a official Lego thing. We do know that Lego will not allow Bricklink sets to come out that can conflict with future Lego sets that they have in their portfolio. It's called portfolio conflict, I believe. So say we know Lego's probably got a ton of sets that they're working on that we might never see. But they also have Lego sets that they've worked on that will be coming out to 1, 2, 3 years. There's usually like a 2 to 3 year turnaround for these sets, guys. Like, for real. It takes 3 to 2 years to make a set by a designer, get it passed by Lego, and then get the instructions, get the box art, and get it all ready to ship and get sent out across the globe. It really is a long period of time. there's just so much of a rabbit hole I can go into with this since the Lion Knights came out in 2022. That means maybe since it took 3 years, we're at that 3 year spot now. They could have been built. Okay, they saw the big release of this and people loved the Lion Knights castle. They could be bringing back the castle faction, the castle theme to Lego, because we're at that 3 year mark. They've done the testing. They're getting boxes ready. They're about to do a big reveal. That's a big hope. That is best case scenario right now. But I digress. The bad news about what I'm telling you is the fact that we're getting the Serpent Knights in the new designer program set in a year or so, because it comes out in like next October. That tells us that there's no Serpent Knight castle that's probably going to be coming out. It's not going to be a Serpent Knight castle that we see in the distance, because they wouldn't allow us to make a Bricklink designer set and it come out, because we know it's officially coming out on Bricklink. It passed. They've even switched the tax collector to the Serpent Knight. So they're not going to switch it to something else now as well, because Bricklink's Alex, the owner, like the guy who runs Bricklink designer program, has already talked with Lego. He goes to Lego with a bunch of sets that they think is going to pass, or that they want to pass, and brings it to Lego and says, is there any portfolio conflicts with these sets? This is the one we really want, but we have a backup if that's conflicting with what you've got. So we don't know all the logistics, because we don't know what gets denied and what gets passed, but we do know that there's probably not going to be a Serpent Knight castle come out, because we're getting a Serpent Knight castle in the Bricklink designer program, just like with the Wolfpack castle. We're not going to get a Wolfpack castle because we're getting one in Bricklink designer soon. So it's you can kind of read between the lines here at what's going on and what the future holds. But so that's some bad news. We're not getting a Serpent Knight castle, but I mean, it's exciting because we're at that 3 year mark. Like I said, Lego could be gearing up to retire these old castle faction sets to bring back a big fantasy era, a big era of castle. Because we know Dreams is kind of dying out. Monkey Kid, I think, might be already gone. I mean, it's exciting. It's so exciting to be a castle fan right now, and so terrible to be a castle fan right now. Because at this moment, we're kind of in that moment of anything could happen, and the worst could be happening. We could be going into such a dark age where we're not seeing factions on Pick a Brick anymore. We're not seeing the Lion Knights Castle, Medieval Town Square, and stuff like that on in store shelves anymore, in Lego store shelves. We could be going into the darkest era of castle, or we could be gearing up for a full-on Lego castle revive. So with that, I will leave you guys in your thoughts, and let me know what they are in the comments below. So I hope you enjoyed this. Hope this helped in some sort of way. With that being said, I'm going to get on out of here. So I will see you in the next video.